I don't know what she was thinking, but I was thinking that was pretty dope. Anyways, today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to use command line. Um, this is gonna be on Windows. It's not a whole lot different from Mac. It might, I think one command varies. Um, at least between command prompt, which is the Windows, and command line, I think is what terminal. Terminal is what the Mac one is. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. It's pretty basic. So I'm just going to be going over the basics, and we'll cover the advanced topics in the future. So let's go ahead and open command prompt. And if you're on Mac, just go ahead and hit command space and type in terminal. Should be like the cool little hacky thing. I'll show you. So CMD, it should look something like that. So command prompt, boom. This is what it looks like. For the most part, it might be different colors. Might say a little bit different. It shouldn't scare you. All this is saying here is your location in your file system. So if you open up your file system here, your file explorer, and let's just go to, so it says C drive users MTG. So if we go to C drive here, and then users, which it says there, and then MTG PL, boom, that's where we are. So that's all that is saying. So don't be afraid of what that is. And what the basic commands are basically navigational commands through your file system. So like we're here right now. If we wanted to go into downloads, let's say, let's go to .VSCode. So if we wanted to go there, all we would do is change directory. So instead of folders, they're called directories in command line. So you'll go CD, which is short for change directory, and then space, and then you'll give it the name of the directory that you want to change to. So the folder or the you can't CD into files. It has to be a folder. So if we want to go into .VSCode, and it has to be within the space that you are located. You can't be like, okay, I want to CD into videos here. It doesn't work that way. And if I'm wrong, please let me know. But not from my experience can you do that. Anyways, so if we want to go to VS Code, we'll go CD, so change directory into it, so change folder basically into .VS Code. And I'm only putting the dot there because there's a dot in the actual title. And if we hit enter, it will now change our location to users mtg pl /.VS Code. And if we look inside of VS Code, we have extensions and hello. And those are two directories. And so through the command interface, if we want to see what's inside of a directory that we're in, and this is where it differs on Mac and some of the command lines I've used. In Windows, you'll just type in dir for directories. So boom, and it will list all the directories and files within that directory. And dir could stand for something else other than directories because it lists more than directories. But I'm just making an analogy there. Okay, so we can see here we have extensions and hello. And we have it there. These are just saying like you can do like code, you can do other commands on space dot, which is a part of this directory, which is your present directory, and then dot is the directory previous. Don't worry about them. They're just kind of ignore them. And if we wanted to make a new folder, which is another basic command, so far we can change folders. We can go through the folders. Well, I've only shown you how to go forward. So if we wanted to go backward one, we would go cd space, and remember when I said dot dot is the previous? So cd space dot dot is going to bring us back to our directory that holds what we were in. So we went from users dot or slash mtgpl VSCode to users slash mtgpl. So if we go back into cd.vscode, we will be back in here. So, and then we can list what's in there, and boom. So if we wanted to make a new folder for, like if we were going to create a new code project, so we cd into .vscode. Don't do this, please. If you're using VSCode, don't do this. Create a new folder. I create mine at my user level, and then create a dev folder, and then go in there and create separate project folders. But anyways, this is just a simple video on how to use command line. We're not going to go into that. But if we wanted to make a new folder for any reason, mkdir, that's going to be make directory. So again, these are just directories, are just folders. So mkdir, and then you have to give your directory a name. We'll say goodbye. Goodbye. And if we do dir, we now see goodbye's in there, and we can look here too and see goodbye is there as well. But if we don't want goodbye to be in there, all we have to do is type in rm rmdir. So that's going to remove directory. So that's going to delete it. We could also just go into the file system and right click, go all the way down, but we're lazy. We're developers. We don't want to do that. So rmdir, it's actually much faster too. And then you have to give it the name of the directory that you want to remove. So we want to not say goodbye. And now it will be gone. So if we type in dir to list all of our items in our directory that we're in, it will list everything, and then we will notice goodbye is gone. So we have change directory, which will cd, which we can go forward, and we can go backward with cd space dot dot. Also with cd, if you want to go all the way back to the very beginning of the system, the file system, you just type in cd and enter. Cd. Okay, now it's just being dumb. It may just be a Mac thing. I swear I've used it there. Whatever. Anyway, so we have CD. So CD forward, CD backwards. We can now make a folder and delete a folder. And those are and we can list the items in the folder. And those are just the very, very, very basics of the command line. We will be making a new video sometime in the future that will kind of go in the nitty-gritty of things you can add to the command line to be able to do more and install things through the command line. But really, that is just the dry bones of what command line is. So nothing to be scared of. It's still nothing to really be scared of when you start adding more things. I remember the first time I saw the command line and I thought I was doing some super hacky shit, and I was like, hey, I'm coding, and half of it would be like error, error, error. But I still felt cool because code was on my screen. Anyways, I had no idea what I was doing, and I didn't know it was this easy. I wish I had honestly had someone explain it to me this plainly. But basic, stay tuned for a more in-depth video on some command line add-ons that we can install things. For Windows it's going to be Chocolatey, and for Mac it's going to be Homebrew. If you guys want to read up before that video comes out. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time of day to listen to me talk and teach you how to use the basics. I hope you guys found this beneficial, and I will see y'all in the next video.